Hey everybody, welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Sports Director Brandon Bossert. My partner Devin J. Martin has the night off. Let's get right into the show. We've got an After the Whistle for you, a controversial ending to the baseball championship in Delaware. But first, we begin with basketball. Plenty of Summer League basketball. Seaford Jays, the defending Henlopen Division South champions. They'll be looking to keep it that way this coming season. Some of their top players were on the court against Crisfield last night, and this was the best game of the evening between these two. Elijah Thomas, the star junior guard for Washington, joining with the kids from Crisfield. Nice reverse lay in there. Martino Jackson showing off the long-range shooting. He had 3 triples in all last night. Jordan Smith, a name to keep your eye on for Player of the Year candidates in the Henlopen South this coming season. Stealing the hoop on the other end. He finished with 17. Then Smith making things happen on the defensive end as well. Gets it up ahead to Kamari Hopkins. This one came down to the final minute. Big player in the Bayside this year is Elijah Thomas. If this kid adds 3-point shooting to his arsenal, watch out. He's going to be one of the top players in the Bayside this year. He had a game-high 21 points. Seaford Jays end up taking this one 46-44. Either way, this is the perfect time of year for these kids to be working on their games.
I know I can score, so I'm working on passing the ball more, getting my teammates involved.
Mainly getting more shots up, trying to spread my range out a little bit, because most of my points then came from layups the last 2 years.
So a great showing for the Jays against Crisfield last night. Let's move on now to the Jays in another matchup back on Monday. Let's see these highlights now, as Seaford is going to be an interesting team to watch this coming season in Delaware. They're defending South champions, and they are the favorites going into the season as well. Let's see that video right now, as that was Omar Nichols taking it in. He'll be key for them this senior year. How about Vincent Evans Jr., another big player for them. Tough bucket. Gets it to drop. Play of the day for the Royals. A nice touch on this fadeaway right here. This is not the Seaford Jays, though. Let's see if we can move on to, I believe this is maybe Cambridge against Bennett. Groove City against Laurel, I believe, is the highlights that we're watching right here. Big man for Cambridge is Kobe Ennels in this one. Back for another season, knocking down the triple. Ennels and Cambridge not to be denied in this one. That was Brock Hill going up for the bucket. How about another nice shot here for Groove City, as let's see here. Head coach Joe Winkie using this critical time to help out with the Dogs. Let's hear that shot now. All right. We're talking about Laurel basketball. This is a young and upcoming squad. Let's see what video's coming up next. Let's go ahead and play that and see where we're at in these highlights now. All right, here we go. From last night, we've got Cambridge and Laurel, the Groove City versus the Laurel Dogs. Sean Tucker and his kids, his Vikings going out there. They're the defending runners-up in Maryland 1A. And there's Brock Hill knocking down a short jumper. How about Kobe Ennels there, splashing down the 3-point shot. Big man for Cambridge this year. We go to the final minute. Dogs sharing the rock. Laurel with the lead in the final minute. But Ennels and Cambridge not to be denied. He finished with 13 points, 11 in the second half, as Groove City goes on to win this one. But for Laurel, they are looking to show people they can contend in that Henlopen South, which looks wide open this season. Head coach Joe Winkie, like we said, using this as a critical time in Summer League to lay the foundation for the coming season.
I mean, win or lose, it's situations like these, close games, last minutes of the game, being able to execute or not, and gathering knowledge from that. And I think it's all about the learning, and the fact that we can get high-level basketball this time of year is a great, great learning tool for us as a program.
All right, so Laurel went 11-9 last season. They finished the regular season a strong 6-1. The Dogs will play Crisfield coming up on Monday. That should be another fantastic Delaware-Maryland crossover. Now let's talk a little more about Cambridge. This is a team that goes into next year with lofty expectations. That's what comes with a deep run into the playoffs. After coming so so close to a state title in the winter. These games are helping to sow the seeds for another potential playoff run in February and March next year. The kids from Bennett also looking to prove that they are a contender in the South. C&P Enterprise from Bennett against Groove City from Cambridge. Zakai Smullen going into his senior year. He's going to be one of the top players in the base side. Again, Smullen driving through the lane, Euro stepping his way in, finished with 15. Cambridge coming off a state title game berth. Kobe Ennels there, putting on the moves, puts up the floater. Nice bucket for him. Kobe fantastic in this one as well. 15 for Cambridge. Zakai rocking the baby there through the trees, laying it in. This was a great back and forth game on Monday. Here's Camarion banking it in for Groove City. They found their groove in the second half. Cambridge takes it 48-34. Key players for this year's team will without a doubt be the big man Ennels, like we've mentioned plenty of times already getting the best shots of Cambridge opponents so far in the Summer League. It's first week already, and we're hearing a lot of hooting and hollering when players are able to make plays against him. It's his turn to take over the mantle as the leader of this team after LaShawn Moody graduated from Cambridge. But Coach Sean Tucker told me after the game on Thursday night, he has faith that Kobe will be able to be that guy for them this coming season. And I got to tell you, I believe it too. All right, great finish to this one here. Mardella and Arcadia. Darion Collins drives through the contact, knocks it down at the buzzer. Collins, 11 points. Those two were critical as we go to overtime. And OT turned into a block party for Arcadia. Zach with the pack, then Raheem Pettit with the big-time rejection. But for Mardella, the team named Loyalty in this league, they score some big buckets in overtime. Jaitwan Thielman cleaning up down low. He had a couple of big baskets in this one in the extra period as Loyalty takes it over Arcadia. And make sure you stay updated while we're at these games in real time. Follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now. Now let's move on. The Delaware High School sports season has come to an end, but not before a controversial ending to the baseball championship game last weekend. Caesar Rodney filing a grievance with the DIAA claiming that Salesianum violated the rules on pitch counts for their starting pitcher. But Sally's, who won the game 7-3, says otherwise. The governing body of Delaware High School sports had made their decision back on Monday, and they talked with us in this exclusive interview.
The results of the game stand. The protest is denied.
The DIAA ruling Monday that there was no pitch count violation by the Sals, sustaining their 7-3 victory Saturday over the Riders.
I reviewed the documentation submitted by our official who kept the pitch count, who keeps the pitch count records. I'm relying on the committee member who tracks that information.
Salesianum's starting pitcher reaching his 105 pitch limit in the fifth inning, but that's where the Riders' grievance comes in. CR claiming that Rossi had reached his 205 pitch limit for the week. WMDT Sports reached out to both schools Monday. Caesar Rodney saying DIAA would be handling the matter and had no further comment. Salesianum's athletic director, Katie Godfrey, telling WMDT Sports, quote, "We have presented our evidence to the DIAA executive director, and he is reviewing all of that," end quote. Now, a grievance was filed despite a conversation on the field about this very situation.
The rule was read to both coaches and the home plate umpire. After that, I believe what I saw was both coaches go back to their dugouts.
So no violation occurred, but what if a violation had? There is no language in the manual for consequences for a pitch count violation in the baseball playoffs. It's something that Executive Director David Baylor plans to address in his second year in his role with DIAA.
There's going to be a post-tournament meeting with the baseball committee. Of this will be discussed. Those recommendations then will be brought forth to the board for their review and approval. But I do want to make sure that the playing field is fair for everyone out there.
Now, Baylor mentioned there appears to also be discrepancies between the regular season and tournament that he wants to see eliminated in the DIAA manual. The next DIAA Board of Directors will be brought together in the coming months, and the goal is to see vague language addressed before next season. That'll do it for the A block. We're taking our first time out, but when we return, we've got a local athlete spotlight when we come back on After the Whistle. Don't go anywhere. That and more next on DSI.
I'm Sayla Foreman with Wild High Girls Basketball, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.